Good morning, my sisters and brothers, and a happy Sunday morning to all of you. We've all had the wonderful experience and the honor of being invited to a wedding. And I don't know how many weddings you have attended thus far, but it truly is an honor. And, when you receive the invitation, included in the invitation is an RSVP card. And that is for us to respond, to say how many people are coming and whether you're going to be present or not present. In today's gospel, Jesus tells the story or parable about a king who was giving a wedding feast for his son. The calves and fatted cattle were killed and they were prepared, and everything was ready. The invited guests, there was a long list, of course, because he was a king. And he really invited all of the influential people in his kingdom, those who were rich, those who had really status in society in those days. And he really wanted this wedding feast to be a memorable occasion so everyone in town could talk about it. Everyone in the kingdom would talk about it. And what happened? Of course, his servants went out and summoned all of the invited guests to say, everything's ready. Come to the feast. And we know, well, they had excuses. Oh, one said, oh, I've got to take care of my business. Oh, the other one said, I got to take care of my farm. And another one had other excuses. I got to go shopping. You name it. Whole lot of excuses. And so the king did something that was very unusual. What did he do? He invited other people. Well, he invited, the laborers, the farmers, the fishermen, the poor, the beggars. They were all invited to the celebration. Imagine being invited to the palace of the king for a wedding. Well, let's go to our first reading from Isaiah. Isaiah says, the juicy red meat and fine choice wines, they would be provided. Wow. That invitation to the palace of the king for the wedding. It's like being invited to Buckingham Palace or to a governor's mansion for a wedding reception. What an honor, right? And just think, the finest of everything. Oh, Lenox chinaware, fine linens, beautiful crystal, outstanding silverware. Yeah, what an honor. What a memorable experience. Well, the story doesn't end there. Jesus goes on to say something else as he continues the story. All were invited, but not everyone could stay. What's the problem here? Well, there was a person who was asked to leave because he wasn't properly dressed. Well, were you ever asked to leave a wedding, a banquet, because you weren't dressed properly? Probably not. But then again, would you go to a wedding in your work clothes or slop clothes? Well, probably not. So why really was the guy asked to leave? Well, we have to understand the custom of that day. It was the custom of the day that the king would provide wedding garments for the people. And so, whether it was the diplomats or the wealthy or the influential, they all received the same garment, the same style, the same color, so that everyone was equal. And that becomes important, so that everyone is equal. Paul, in his letters, tell us to put on the garment. What garment? The garment of love, compassion, peace, justice, truth. That's the garment. Well, you know, my sisters and brothers, on the day of our baptism, we receive that invitation to that eternal banquet. You know, what did you do with that invitation? Did you put it aside? Did you lose it? Did you forget about it? We are all invited to the eternal banquet. Are you refusing that invitation? Are you working with your RSVP by putting on that garment of love, justice, peace, truth, equality? Only you can answer it. At the end of your life, either you will participate in that eternal banquet with God our King or not. My sisters and brothers, continue to follow the guidelines for COVID-19 and do have a beautiful and wonderful week. May God bless you all.